Hill, Lomax, Weller, Butler, and Wilson. The leading scorer, Micah Butler, on the year. But just like the Alton Redbirds, there's times when there's a little more balance where you get 2 or 3.
RiverBender's coverage is proudly brought to you by Landmark Realty in Godfrey and Jerseyville, Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, Barrett Heating and Cooling, Lewis and Clark Community College, Liberty Bank, bank locally, bank Liberty, Macias Insurance Agency, Nautilus Fitness Center, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville, Tarrant and Harmon Real Estate and Auction Company, Marquette Catholic High School, and Roberts Motors.
Points from the line.
And I think you'll find out early if you take it to the basket just what kind of game the referees are going to call. Are they going to let you play physical? Or are they going to tighten it up early? Many times, what the officials will do is they'll start out rather tightly. Then if they find the two teams will play it evenly, they'll loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, we'll have to see how the officials handle tonight's game as we ride along here just after 7. You're in tune to WBGZ Alton. And the tip, here we go. 8 minutes on the clock, and the Redbirds win the tip. And here comes Alton with a basketball. Samaj Stampley with it, gives right wing. Howard back to the top, it goes to Jones. Alton basketball. As we look down on the court from the walkway, the upper deck here, behind one of the baskets, Stampley drives in, scoop shot, no. The rebound, though, is followed up and in. It's good as it goes in.
Ryan Howard, really good on the glass there. He came right in front of the rim, grabbed it, put it right back in, too sweet.
Howard and Green going to get a lot of rebounds, and they'll need to get a lot of rebounds. Howard with an offensive board there and a bucket. Here comes Edwardsville to the top. They'll go for 3, and they will hit it. Matthew Wilson, the freshman, with a tray out there at the top.
That play was designed exactly for the ball to reverse back and kick up to him at the head of the key, and he knew what to do with it.
3-2, 1 minute into the game as the ball goes to Alton. The Redbirds move it over. Now down to the corner it goes. Shot up, and it's good. Up there, number 4, Tyshawn Jones hits it for a 5-3 lead now.
He was so deep in the corner, I couldn't see him from a viewpoint.
Way down there in front of the Edwardsville bench in the Edwardsville student section. Here's a 3, and it's good. And Jones fouled him as he was shooting it. Brady Niemi is going to get the bucket. It's an and 1, but it's a 3 and 1.
Yeah, that was a situation where there was no need for him to leave his feet. When he did, he nudged him just a little bit after the shot. So they'll call it a continuation. They could have actually given Edwardsville the ball because the foul occurred way after the release of the shot.
So there's our first foul of the game, and Niemi for Edwardsville hits a 3, and the Tigers have 2 threes. And they also have a 7-5 lead with the free throw. Here's Howard with the ball to Stampley. Looking to go to the corner to Lumpkins, but instead it goes out to Jones now. Jones with the basketball, gives it free throw line. Lumpkins down underneath. Now they pass it back to Lumpkins. Turn around in the lane. Good by the sophomore.
Yeah, the seal was there, but a nice pass once again, finding Lumpkins right in front of the rim.
Joshua Lumpkins makes it a tie game. 7-7 with a bucket. Both student bodies behind their benches. Redbirds have some Redbird nest behind the bench. There's a missed shot by Edwardsville. Rebound, Ryan Howard. Tigers student body behind their bench. Here's Jones, short shot, rolls in for Tyshawn Jones.
He had to have a little extra arch to get that over the defender, but it bounced and rolled just the way he wanted it to.
He's got 5 early points. 9-7 Redbirds now, first quarter. Some shots going down for both teams. Here's a 3. Niemi missed it. We have a foul away from the ball as Howard was pushed to the ground by a Tiger.
Yeah, Lomax, I think, going to get called with a push from behind. That was very obvious. That's one of the guys you want to get in foul trouble, big 6'5" senior.
Devon Hill Lomax. Hill Lomax with a foul. That'll give each team one foul here early on. 1-1, team fouls. 5 minutes to go, first quarter. Here's Howard at the top. The junior with the dribble gives to Samaj. Stampley back to Howard. 3 at the top. It's good for Howard.
He looks over to his fan section as if to say, I'm here for you, you're here for me.
It's like, how do you like that? 12-7 Redbirds. A 3 goes for Alton. Here's Edwardsville with a basketball. Down low they go to Rowan Weller. Weller's going to drive into the lane. Stampley's on him.
3 seconds.
Now he kicks it out, and the ball knocked away. Jamarion Green.
The coach is screaming for a 3-second call. He was in there, pivot, pivot, pivot. Then when he passed it out, that should have been a 3-second call.
So he talks to the official right in front of the Alton bench, and Edwardsville throws the ball in. Tigers with the basketball. And they get it to the wing. It goes to Niemi. He's going to fire again, and Brady Niemi will hit it once again.
You're going to have to get a little bit closer to him. Try to keep him getting the ball on that spot.
So just like that, another 3, and it's 12. Into Howard. Howard gets it stripped away, and now a whistle. Let's see, was the ball knocked out of bounds, or is it a foul?
We're going to call a foul on Redbirds.
Yeah, that ball was knocked away. Some good D, and I think then Howard is going to be charged with a foul.
Yeah, I felt like that time when the Redbirds went to the basket, there was a nice head fake. Then they should have gone right up with a shot. Would have drawn a foul on the Tigers. Instead, they put one too many passes in there, end up making the foul themselves.
So the ball will go the other way. Goes to Edwardsville after the Alton foul. That will put the ball in the hands of Edwardsville. Then a steal and an Edwardsville foul. Stampley brought to the ground.
Yeah, that could have been an illegal block as he was blocking him at the ankles.
Niemi going to get this foul. No, it's going to be Weller with his first. So just like that, the Redbirds and the Tigers, 2 team fouls each, 2-2. The score, Alton 12, Edwardsville 10. Here's Samaj Stampley, first quarter in the front court. And Stampley, top of the key, dribbling. Edwardsville out of the zone. They've gone man-to-man or a matchup zone a little bit here. Here's Stampley with the ball, dumps it. O.B. Brown in the game now. He fires it up and rolls off the rim for Brown. Out of bounds, Edwardsville ball.
Touched every bit of the rim, every part it could without going in.
Senior O.B. Brown wears number 1 on his jersey. He's into the game now for Alton. So another senior into the lineup. Here's Niemi getting a step. Scoop shot, good, all the way down. He laid it up and in.
Now there's a situation where you have to come over. Green should have come over and give help. At least make him bang one more pass before they get a shot.
It's Weller who will get his first 2, not Niemi. And so the handoff into the corner. Jones for 3, missed it. Howard with a rebound. Howard going back up, and he missed it. Now Green has it, and he's fouled. Jamarion Green finishing that up.
I think the official proved that they're going to let him play ball a little bit. However, it was a good break for the Redbirds because the foul's going to go on Hill Lomax.
That'll be his second foul in the first quarter. And that means we'll get a sub, and it'll be Sire Borton, 6'4", junior. Some size for the Tigers off the bench.
He's coming in with a little bit of size, height-wise, but he's not nearly built as strong as Lomax.
Now they go to the right wing, Stampley. Back to the left wing, Jones. Now Samaj Stampley again. 12-12, we're tied in this game. 2:15 to go, first quarter. From Mascoutah, 4A sectionals, boys basketball. Here's O.B. Brown with it. Looking over to Sean Jones. Ty gives it up. Now it goes inside to Brown. O.B. Brown goes baseline, stolen away though. Tigers with the D. Tigers going back the other way. And Rowan Weller has it. Weller, number 5, to Borden. Looking for a cutter in the lane. They'll keep it out high though to Wilson, the freshman. Now top of the key, 3, no good. Edwardsville in there, tipping it to Stampley. Alley-oop, and it's a dunk. Alley-oop to Green, he slammed it home.
Stampley saw that play developing as he crossed the midcourt line, set him up perfectly, led him right to the basket.
Jam time for the Redbirds, they lead by 2, 14-12, with the slam by Green. Here's Weller with it to Wilson for 3. Missed it. Rebound, Ryan Howard. Alton ball. To Stampley. Samaj with the orange, and he bounces it to Brown. Brown out to Jones. Tyshawn Jones to Stampley. Quick 3. Missed it. Rebound Tigers the other way. Micah Butler. Not much from him so far. Butler gives to the corner. Weller to the other corner. Wilson fires, and the freshman hits another 3.
Good setup to drive on the baseline, pull the defense in. When they spun around, they found Wilson releasing the ball was ready.
How about 4 threes for the Tigers in this game? 15-14, Edwardsville.
Coach Dudley says, let's go 4 high, 20 seconds to go. We'll take the final shot of the first quarter.
So here we go. Last shot of the first quarter coming up, it looks like. Stampley with the ball. Hands it to Jones. 1-point game. Here's Brown. O.B. Brown drives in. Scoop shot. Good by Brown.
And the English on that, it spun over the top. And now we're going to have, just as the horn sound, they hit what used to be the scoreboard up there midcourt.
Into the rafters at the end of the first quarter. The ball comes down, and the first quarter comes down with a 1-point game. Alton leading 16-15 in a fast-paced first quarter with 31 points on the board. We're back in a moment to Mascoutah High. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports, presented by the Simmons Hanley Conroy Law Firm.
Threes, 1, 2, 1 free throw.
That's true. During a timeout. Boker, Brent Berkland back with you here as we roll on here in Mascoutah. On to the second quarter of this game now. And Edwardsville ball, Alton by 1. Alton 16-15 after 1. Redbirds have Howard with 5, Jones with 5, 3 other players with 2 points each. 5 different scorers for their 16 points. Here's Micah Butler. Edwardsville ball. Down at the other end of the court, far end of the court, it is Weller with a basketball. Dribble, left wing. It's guarded by Howard, now the switch, Lumpkins has it. Drive in, left hand, good. He went all the way under, laid it in.
What a nice move there. Switched hands while he was in the air.
Weller has 4. As he gets that scoop shot to go, and it's a 1-point game the other way, 17-16. Favor of the Tigers. Here's Brown inside. Wild shot off the glass is good. Thought he took an extra step, but he got away with that, and he kissed it off the glass.
You call it wild. He said, just the way I planned it.
Spinning shot high off the glass and scooped it in.
Next question is, can he do it with his eyes open?
Exactly. There's a shot from the corner. 3, missed it. Howard has another rebound. 18-17, Redbirds, and they have the ball. Here's Brown with it. O.B. Brown will back it up. O'Brien Brown, the senior. Now Howard gives it into Green. Back to Brown. Now Howard, top of the key. He's guarded by Weller at the moment. As again, the Tigers kind of come out of that 2-3 zone every once in a while to pressure the ball. Now into the middle of the zone. Now to the corner. Brown for 3. He missed it. Tipped up and almost in by Green, but no good.
Green did a good job of attacking the boards there.
Micah Butler 3. He missed it off the back iron. Samaj Stampley with a rebound. Redbird ball. They lead by 1. Couple of missed shots for each team. Second quarter action. Here's Brown driving in, up and no good, but he was fouled. And that starts our second quarter fouls.
We'll go against Sire Borden.
So Borden will get that one. There's number 14 on his jersey. Second quarter foul on Borden.
Coach Pattis is trying to plead his case to no avail. Referee slaps him on the butt and says, all right, we'll watch it.
Brown, free throws, short, no good. We got to have threes, layups, and free throws, says Coach Dudley, but 0 for 1 to start at the line. Here's Brown again. O.B. Brown, the lefty. Puts it up, and he missed them both, 0 for 2.
There's something wrong with the world here. That was a lefty missing 2 in a row.
Yeah.
No.
0 for 2. Here's Weller back the other way. And a 3, right wing, good, and a foul. Jones fouls the three-point shooter again, and this time it's Niemi, and he'll get another chance for a 4-point play.
Coach Dudley's saying, how in the world did he get to him? He said there wasn't any contact. Possibility of a second 4-point play, and a lot of times you'll go 3 or 4 games without seeing one.
It's the same guy, and the same guy fouling the shooter. Niemi, he had 7 points in the first quarter. Now he's already at 10, and he has a free throw coming. Jones will sit down. The free throw, no good. Green with a rebound the other way. Here's Alton with the ball. Trailing now, 20-18 after that Niemi 3. He's got 10.
Hill Lomax back in the game with those 2 fouls. Could have got called for one down at the other end there, reaching over the back and trying to tip the ball out.
Here's Brown with the ball. Gives to the corner. Lumpkins. Jones again, sitting at the moment. Now they go to the corner. Stampley missed an off-balance 3 in the right corner. Back the other way quickly, Edwardsville. And they'll fire a 3. Green swats it into the bleachers.
And Niemi was going to head to the basket, and when he saw the big boy in his way, he said, I'm coming back out. He put the brakes on and went right back outside. Now the officials having some kind of discussion.
I think they're breaking up a couple of players, and Coach Dylan Dudley is going wild on the sidelines at all 3 officials here.
Coach Dudley's wanting an explanation. The official will not give him one. He's over on the far side of the floor, and he said, we're not talking right now.
Now here's a steal. Howard 2-on-1 if they hurry. Howard up and good, but it's an offensive foul. Ryan Howard. Tigers take the charge.
Well, that was the only thing he could do, as Weller didn't have a chance of blocking that shot. So he simply went right through the middle, and what you want to do there is just take a quick cut and avoid him and avoid the foul. It's just the same as another turnover.
Or pass that ball away and give it up to Stampley. He was all by himself on the other side of the basket. Now we have a timeout. 4:28 to go here.
Dudley's
Second
not a
quarter.
happy camper.
I mean, during this timeout, he spent a lot of it with the officials. Now he's in the huddle.
They better check that one official. He may be missing an ear because he was sure chewing on it.
That's true. That's true. Well, 20-18. What a start to this game. First quarter, It was 16-15 in favor of Alton. Now 20-18 in favor of Edwardsville. Back and forth we go. Tigers have 5 threes in the game.
Coach Dudley is still having it out with the official. Be careful, Coach. You may not have got the last call, but if you keep doing that, you may not get the next call either.
I'm not sure
This guy here, he's
what his beef
perturbed.
is. I'm not sure what he's arguing about back and forth. Exact same thing. I don't know what it is, though. I'm not sure which call.
I think he basically said, I want to call it the same way at both ends.
Oh, of course. Halfway through the second quarter, there's a 3 in and out by the Tigers. Now we have a jump ball. Green tying up the senior, Tucker Lindstedt, who's in the game.
You know, Lindstedt brought the ball down, and that was a mistake. Green was right there to grab that ball and get the jump ball, which will give the ball back to the Redbirds, trailing by 2.
Redbirds can tie it with a bucket. 20-18 our score. Here's Lumpkins to the corner. 3 ball going up. It's missed there. No good for Alton.
Trouble here.
And inside the break, blocked away under the basket. They get it back. And then there's a foul on the floor. The bucket will not count.
He'll call the foul on the Redbirds, but he's going to say the foul occurred before he went back up for the shot. Now, that's the way one call can upset both coaches at the same time.
That's right. You hardly ever see that. There's always continuation when it's under the basket like that.
Oh, I'll tell you what, they need to stop two guys right now. Both cut it out. Butler, one of them, I mean, he went around and he elbowed or bumped 3 different Redbirds cutting across the lane. The official, thank goodness, saw it. He stopped playing and said, that's enough of that. Now, let's get him out of the game.
Well, Lumpkins got the foul, by the way, his first foul. And now, Edwardsville by 2, Edwardsville ball. Alton in the game. Keelan Lowe, by the way, a sophomore, number 10, is in the game. Now they give it out high, and it goes to Weller. Looking for a ball screen. And here it goes, a little pick and roll that's knocked away. Tigers still have it. It's loose now. They're on the floor, out of bounds. It's going to be Alton ball, I think.
That was a train wreck waiting to happen. 3 guys all going different directions coming to the ball. Fortunately, the Tiger, he touched it. His backside was on the sideline.
He was rolling out at midcourt. Now Jones is going to come back in the game for Lumpkins. Stampley and Brown are out there. Lowe is still out there, number 10, 6'4", sophomore for Alton. Here's Stampley, 3:30 to go, second quarter.
Seems like we've been sitting on this 2018 score for quite a while.
Yeah, compared to the scoring that we've had this first half. Here's Brown driving in. Blocked away, but a foul on his way to the glass.
We'll take the foul. I thought it was almost going to be a goaltend there, but Coach Battis, he didn't even like the foul. He's having the rest face. These guys must not be doing a very good job.
Hill Lomax with his third foul.
I'm getting to like this official more as I see him. He just told Coach Battis, hey, get back in his coaching box. When I back away, the conversation will be over.
Brown's free throw good, and he's up to 5 points in the game. And the Redbirds can get it a little closer here.
Lindstedt comes back into the game.
And in and out, 20-19. It's still a 1-point game.
3 missed free throws, is it?
Yeah, Brown's 1 for 4. 1-point game, 3 minutes to go. Tigers throw it out of bounds. Redbird ball.
Thought he was going to break out, and he wanted to cut the back door. When he put the brakes on, the ball went into row 1.
Down in the lower bowl, it is packed. Not a seat left, really. And upper deck, one side's pretty full, the other side's half full. It's a lot of fans here at Mascoutah tonight. Alley-oop underneath, layup, no good. Green had the rebound. I think it's a jump ball, and the arrow go to Edwardsville if it is a jump ball instead of a foul. Yeah, it is going to be a jump ball. Tigers ball.
Coach Dudley, he checked with his scorekeeper there, and she said, yeah, it's right. The arrow's pointing the right way. So he said, okay.
20-19, Edwardsville. Here's Lindstedt, way out high. Green on him. Now it goes to Weller for the Tigers. Top of the key. Stampley guarding Weller. Rowan Weller, a junior. Bounces it to Lindstedt, over to Butler. Micah Butler on the drive. Picks up his dribble, gives it to Niemi. Tigers moving the ball well, but no shot. Not really close to a shot. Here's Weller. 2:10 to go till halftime. Hand off to Lindstedt. Now to Butler. Over to Wilson. He'll get a touch. He's guarded by Lowe right now. Here's Wilson. Almost lost the ball, but he hands it off. To the corner. Butler three. Good! A broken play, and Butler gets a three out of it.
Right now, the Redbirds have played over 6 minutes here in the second quarter. They've scored the 3 points.
Another three for the Tigers. They've got 6 threes. Alton with 3 points in this quarter. 3. Here's Lowe for a three, and it's good!
Just doubled that up.
Lowe with a tray off the bench there. Keelan Lowe hits the Redbirds' third three of the game. 23-22. Each team with a three back-to-back. Here's Wilson now. Gives to Butler. Micah Butler's going to drive, and he has that blocked away. Beat his man, but a block.
Excellent defense from behind that time, as that was Keelan Lowe.
Lowe gives it to Green. Green to Jones. Jones, the left-hand dribble out near midcourt. Big Mascoutah emblem, purple emblem at midcourt. And we're down to 40 seconds till halftime. Second quarter ticking down. 23-22, back and forth, just as we expected. Edwardsville 23 wins, Alton 21 wins. Here's O.B. Brown in the middle.
Not yet, not yet.
20 seconds left. Now to Jones. Will the Redbirds get a good look? Will the Tigers defense stand here? Here's Lowe with the ball. Gives it to Brown, double teamed. Brown's in trouble. Brown with 3-2, fade away, no good. And it's Edwardsville ball on the rebound. And that's the end of the first half here. And after 2 quarters, it's a 1-point game. Alton led by 1 after 1 quarter. Edwardsville leads by 1 after 2 quarters here, Gary.
An offensive first quarter. I guess you'd call it a defensive second quarter because there sure wasn't a whole lot of offense there. As Edwardsville scored 8, Alton scored 6. That's more like the defensive battle I think a lot of people thought was going to happen. Especially when you play Edwardsville, they're known to be a ball control type team, but thus far they've got 1 more point. You look at those 3 free throws that the Redbirds missed. Proved costly right now.
Yeah, the Redbirds, again, only 6 points in that quarter, so they trail by 1 at halftime. Our score again, 23-22. Edwardsville by a point, but we have a lot of basketball left. It's halftime now in Mascoutah tonight. Mascoutah High School, the Barrett Heating and Cooling broadcast booth here tonight. And we're back with halftime in a moment. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports, presented by the Simmons Hanley Conroy Law Firm. Back to Mascoutah, Illinois in a moment.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible. Covering auto, home, business, and life insurance, our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
At Marquette Catholic High School, tradition is more than a word. It's a way of life. From championship athletics to community service, from lifelong friendships to faith-filled values, Marquette students carry a legacy of excellence. Together, we build a stronger community on the field, in the classroom, and beyond. Marquette Catholic, where tradition meets tomorrow. Visit MarquetteCatholic.org and see why Marquette is the right choice for your family.
Second quarter, but again, both teams in the second quarter, Gary, single digits there.
Yeah, and I think the fact that the offense cooled down is a result partially because the defense picked up. I think both teams learned how to rotate, and I know the Redbirds, they're playing that shifting man-to-man defense where they're trading off, and as a result, they're shutting down the Tigers a lot better in the second quarter than they did in the first. Of course, in the first quarter, they scored 15 points, but they scored 8 of those points on the 4-point plays with a 3-point shot and the free throws. So you have to look at those 2 plays, plus the fact that Edwardsville, thank goodness, cooled down from the 3-point line.
Yeah, they do have 6 3-pointers, but they've missed some too. Well, the Redbirds have missed some threes. They have 3 threes here at halftime. So if we look at the 3-pointers, well, Edwardsville leading there, 6-3. You look at the free throws, Edwardsville 1 out of 2, Alton 1 out of 4. So not many free throws, not a whole lot of fouls, but you do have one player with 3 fouls. Hill Lomax for Edwardsville has 3, but he has 3 of their 4 fouls overall. Edwardsville not fouling much against the Redbirds so far anyway. But again, a lot of basketball left.
Well, and I think when you look at it, there's been so many opportunities for each team that they simply haven't converted. And I think that's probably what Coach Dudley is talking to his team about as much as anything, is the missed opportunities. We left points out on the boards that we should have gotten. They started off early there with a couple of nice rebounds, offensive rebounds and putbacks, but then after that it seemed like they could not get a rebound to save the soul.
Well, both teams on winning streaks coming into this game. Of course, they both won regional titles. For the Alton Redbirds, they were at the O'Fallon Regional, beat O'Fallon, beat Belleville East to get here tonight. As for the Edwardsville Tigers, well, they had to beat Quincy and Collinsville to get here tonight and win a 4A regional championship. Now it's on to the 4A sectionals. We're at halftime, and it's a one-point game. The Tigers lead it 23-22 over the Redbirds. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports, presented by the Simmons Hanley Conroy Law Firm. More basketball after this.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
What's up, Mizey?
It's too busy. Too busy. Don't bother me. Don't bother me.
Yeah, okay. We got a promo for you. Promo. Well, everybody settles back into their seats. Tell the folks in the hallway that it's time for the second half here with Gary Boker, Brent Berkland with you. Mascoutah High School, the Barrett Heating and Cooling broadcast booth, 4A sectionals, and we're about ready for the second half here in the 7 o'clock hour.
You know, there's the guy who's after my heart. He's got his pretzel with the cheese, popcorn, soda. He's ready for the second half.
He's got all that?
I'm just glad he didn't spill any of it before we get started.
I bet he's going to share, though. I bet he's going to share.
Right. Got a Tigers shirt on. He can share.
Tigers and Redbirds here. Big crowd for this rivalry game and playoff game in 4A boys basketball. Let's see if the Redbirds come out with their starters. Yeah, O.B. Brown is going to start on the bench. So that means Lumpkins, Stampley, Green, Howard, and Jones. So,
Peoria Richwoods missed a three-point shot on the buzzer, hit 3 free throws, won the ball game by 1.
Wow. So Peoria Richwoods beating Normal Community, it sounds like. And that's who wins, that's who plays the winner of this game later in the week. Sectional championship game, 4A.
Either one of these two teams, I'm sure, would be glad to beat them in Springfield.
That's true. That's true. Somewhere a little closer. Mercy. Here's a drive by Stampley, a little fadeaway. Left it short, front iron, no good.
Not exactly the shot you wanted coming out in the third quarter.
Still 23-22. Third quarter underway. Here we go with Edwardsville's first possession of the quarter. Butler's going to drive. Left hand, good. He got a step. Butler for 2.
Used his body to protect that ball and get the shot to drop.
He's got 5, and the lead is 25-22. Lumpkins for 3. Line drive, no good. Edwardsville the other way, up by 3. They want to run again. Inside, and they save it on the baseline. No, Jones out of there with it. Tyshawn Jones and Alton with the basketball. Over to Stampley. He gets a step. It's blocked away. Good D there.
3 empty possessions for the Redbirds.
Butler's back the other way, and the ball knocked out of his hands. And I thought there was going to be a foul, and there will be. Thought I heard a slap all the way up here. That's going to be an Alton foul, and it'll be on number 2, Lumpkins. And the free throw coming for Butler, up and good. He was a little bit quiet first half. He had a 3 in the second quarter, but now he's already got a bucket here in the third. And 1 free throw, make it 2 for 2. He made them both.
Bit of a mini run here. Taking that lead, extended it from 1 to 5.
So I think Coach Battis says, hey, let's get Micah Butler in on this playoff game tonight. That's probably what he said at halftime, and now he's got 4 quick points in the third quarter. Here's Jones with it. Alton ball, Samaj Stampley in the lane, threw it away. That's a steal, and here come the Tigers on a run. Butler to the corner. Now they're going to drive inside. Little handoff and a slam. That's jam time for Edwardsville. Hill Lomax with a dunk. Timeout Alton.
Well, you wonder all the things you said at halftime to try to spur your team on seems to have gone for naught, because they've come up with the empty possessions, they've come up with a turnover, they've come up with giving up 6 points here.
29-22 all of a sudden. A close game could go one way or the other if you just hit a couple of buckets, and it helps when you get a slam from a 6'5 senior. Hill Lomax with a big dunk.
Yeah, that's a set play that the Tigers use. They love driving that baseline, draw the defense over to you, then it's just a little dump-off pass for the big guy, and he knows what to do with it. No arch on that shot at all.
Nope. Go from one side of the basket to the other, and the Tigers do a good job, as you mentioned, reversing the basketball. Left, right, out high, or even down around the lane.
Yeah, I like their offensive scheme for tonight. They're utilizing that big size that they have there in Hill Lomax. He's 6'5", but he's a strong 6'5".
And the Redbirds being aggressive, and sometimes that can work against you if you're too aggressive, double, triple teaming the ball.
I hate to use this term. I don't mean it in a bad way, but who was the animal that Edwardsville had a few years ago? He was 275, football player.
Ebenezer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big dude for sure.
Big is putting it mildly.
Right. There's a steal, another turnover. Tigers up the floor. They're going to hold it up for a moment. They give it to the corner. They set it up. Inside Weller, reach in, and a foul. There's a double team again, but Stampley gets caught reaching in. And Samaj has his first foul of the game.
Yeah, he hasn't been in foul trouble, but he's been in trouble trying to find his game. He just can't get it going tonight.
Remember the last time Alton played Edwardsville, Alton had 31 points in the game. Sometimes the Redbirds can struggle getting points. Now back the other way. A reverse layup is missed. Rebound underneath. Good. Howard with a follow.
They dabbed harder than what it had to be, but Howard did a little clapping in the face of the opponent after he made the shot. Be careful there, young man.
Howard was 7. And the game is now at 5 points. 29-24 Tigers. Out to the three-point line. Good! Another 3. Niemi has 4 of them now.
Yeah, but Hill Lomax, before he made that pass, he took 3 little steps. I know he did not say Mother May I, but he got away with it.
7 threes for the Tigers, and Niemi has 4 of them. Inside Brown, blocked away. The tall Tigers with a block. Inside, wide open, another jam. Hill Lomax dunks it again.
Coach right now is a little beside himself.
34-24. He says, calm down, Redbirds, calm down.
Well, he wants to stop the bleeding a little bit. Right now, the Tigers are playing a very aggressive zone defense.
Jones with a miss on the 3-ball. Green had it go out of bounds. Tigers ball.
It went off of Green because he was being held by Butler. He couldn't catch that ball with one hand. Butler had hold of his other hand, and the official down on the baseline couldn't see it. But I did.
You did. Lowe comes in. Green goes out. Keelan Lowe in with Jones, Brown, Stampley, and Howard.
This is pretty close to as short of a lineup as the Redbirds can put on the floor.
Right. Still got Howard out there, but that's true. You take Green out of the lineup. Now Tigers up by 10 on this run here in the third quarter. 34-24 our score. Edwardsville with the ball in this double-digit lead now. Here's Micah Butler to Lindstad, who's in the game. Now they give to Butler again. Underneath, layup good. They rotate to the basket for a layup.
You talk about streaking to the basket. That's what the Tigers are doing right now.
Great passing. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. And a bucket underneath there. Wilson has 8 after that bucket. He's a freshman. Inside Lowe, and he traveled as he backed into Butler, and then Butler just left, and he left sitting in a chair that was invisible.
And we played, 5.5 minutes? The Redbirds have scored 2 points.
Yeah, they only had 6 total in the second quarter. Underneath, they break the press. That's a layup. No good, though.
Oh, I tell you what, that backboard.
Howard throwing the elbow, and it's a foul on Howard. They were both throwing the elbows, and Alton got the foul there.
Tell you what, he has a very kind official down there at the far end because he slammed that ball down on the floor. Fortunately, he caught it, but that could have easily been a technical foul. I'm not sure what Howard doesn't need to take a break right now and sit down beside coach and get a little counseling.
I'm surprised that wasn't a foul both ways, and they'll do that.
They don't call that anymore. That's what I call gutless. You know, sometimes just call it on each one of them and let them know you both were wrong. Now shut up, play right.
Right. Niemi was, both number 3s were going at it, and Howard got his 3rd foul.
It'd have been so easy, just call the foul on 3s.
3-3. Yeah. They were both throwing the elbows and throwing the arms there. 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Tigers by 12.
13-2. They've outscored the Redbirds here in the third quarter.
Remember, Edwardsville had only 8 points in the second quarter. But they're back to double digits here in this quarter. Still 2:44 to go in the third. Here's a drive to the right. Niemi back to Weller. Guarded by Jones. Inside, another layup. Lindstedt up and in.
They started out at the head of the key and just flew down the middle of the lane. Got a nice pass for an easy 2.
Little backdoor kind of play there. Here's Stampley with it to Brown. Redbirds down by 14. All of a sudden, it was a 1-point game at halftime. Here's Brown to Howard for 3. Missed it. Long rebound. Howard saves it to Stampley. Now to Brown. O.B. Brown for 3, and he missed that. It's an air ball, unless it was tipped by the Tigers. And it was not. Timeout, Redbirds. Timeout. We'll keep it here. Tigers fans going wild. 38-24 now.
The orange and the black, they're the ones making all the noise tonight. You know, one thing I just noticed, it seems like this Edwardsville student body, they've been a lot more involved. They've had reason here in the third quarter to get more involved. Over on the far side, the Redbird faithful, they need to kind of get it in gear. The team right now needs a shot in the arm.
Redbirds, 24 points in this game, as Gary mentioned. Single digits, second and third quarter. And here in this third, even worse than the second quarter because they have only 2 points in 6 minutes?
Yeah, and 8 points in almost 2 quarters.
Yeah, in the middle 2 quarters. After 1 quarter, it was 16-15 Redbirds. But again, just 8 points since the first quarter. here late in the third quarter. 2 minutes to go. The Tigers have opened it up 38-24.
I'll tell you what, Mascoutah has to be happy that they're hosting this, because when you look around, there's not hardly any empty seats on the lower bowl, and the upper bowl is pretty close to half filled as well.
Yeah, pretty crowded. All the purple bleachers, the purple seats filling up tonight. Tigers ball. Redbirds with a press on. Let's hope they don't get beat with layups. When you put the press on, you could give up layups. Right now, it's Edwardsville with the ball.
Oh, a little bit of acting, so now a little bump and run defense. Coach Mattis is saying, did you see that? The official says yes. Neither one gained an advantage. Why don't we want to keep the clock running? You got the lead.
Weller hands it off. Butler three, no. Rebound Howard, out to Stampley. And an elbow by Stampley. And that was a 50-50 call. He did throw the elbow.
If he hadn't thrown the elbow, he was going to get a blocking call, I'm sure, because it was on his blind side. But these two have been at it all night. Coach Dudley's about to get a tee here if he doesn't watch out.
So they give the foul to Stampley. And Edwardsville with a 14-point lead. Stampley. Yeah, that would have been a foul on the defense because Stampley was on the move at midcourt sideline. No reason really to throw that outside arm.
The exuberance of youth.
Yep.
Sometimes you can be too competitive.
Here's Weller and Niemi playing catch. Edwardsville ball. They give it to Niemi. Niemi, 4 threes in the game. He's going to give it up to the freshman Wilson.
And the Redbirds are pushing them out near midcourt. Just as I say that, they drive.
There's a missed shot tipped around. Finger roll, no good at the rim. Back the other way, it's Howard. He's all alone. Slam dunk, Ryan Howard.
That's an exclamation point that the Redbirds desperately needed. Draws them back within 12.
Well, Howard's got all 4 of Alton's points here in the quarter. Here's Butler driving to the basket. Tipped away. Blocked. Here's Howard. He'll stop for 3. No good. Rebound out of bounds.
Stampley knocked it off of his leg.
Yep, it's Alton ball with 27 seconds left, third quarter.
That's the only thing that Stampley could do with that one. There wasn't any way he was going to be able to crowd himself, but he got that right hand up there, slapped it off the leg of the Tiger, and the Redbird's going to get a chance here with 27 seconds to go.
So, 38-26. The Redbirds, a 4-point quarter so far. Let's see if they can get something here in the last 15 seconds. Howard on the drive, kicks it to the corner. Stampley missed the 3. Tigers ball, they've got a little time, and there's a foul on Brown in the backcourt.
Well, Stampley just seems like he can't find that 3-point range tonight.
And that might be the 5th team foul. So with 5 seconds to go, they're going to get free throws. So, not a smart foul.
You know, Coach Dudley said, let's be the first to get to the bonus. This is the first time we've gotten to the bonus, and it wasn't the Redbirds.
Wilson at the line. Missed it. Oh, I can't believe he's a freshman. He's a big dude. 23, 6'3", wide body freshman. And he's got 8 points tonight. I see him behind him. Yeah. Oh, he missed both free throws. 4 seconds to go. Stampley, mid-court, missed the shot, and that's going to be the end of the quarter. Alton with a 4-point quarter.
That could have been such a big play, and it was right on line. You see, as it tickled the net, just came up short. But had that one gone in and gotten the deficit back to single digits, could have made a whole lot of difference in momentum going into the fourth quarter.
So 38-26. Edwardsville by 12. We go to the fourth quarter in Mascoutah in a moment. The 4A sectionals. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports, presented by the Simmons Hanley Conroy Law Firm.
At Marquette Catholic High School, tradition is more than a word. It's a way of life. From championship athletics to community service, from lifelong friendships to faith-filled values, Marquette students carry a legacy of excellence. Together, we build a stronger community on the field, in the classroom, and beyond. Marquette Catholic, where tradition meets tomorrow. Visit marquettecatholic.org and see why Marquette is the right choice for your family.
Brent Berkland back with you here in Mascoutah as we go to the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter here, and right now the Tigers in control for the moment, 38-26. Redbirds need a spark. They need a run. Hopefully it'll start. Maybe it has to start on defense.
Now, here's where, of course, the Tigers can be so effective because they can be patient. They can run time off that clock with each possession, leading by 12.
Worst team fouls reset each quarter, so 0-0 fouls. 7:25 to go in the game. Edwardsville running some clock here, and a foul. I think it might be Lowe reaching in there at the free throw line. And let's see. Well, they're going to call Howard with his fourth. I didn't think he was near the ball.
Well, I think he's made a mark for himself, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when the foul was called, Lowe turned around and looked as though it was on him.
I thought it was.
He thought it was.
Now the Tigers bringing out Weller with the ball. Guarded by Stampley. Still 38-26. Butler will fire a three. In and out, no good. Lowe with a nice rebound up to Stampley. Samaj is fouled under the basket. On the floor.
Weller's going to get a call for the foul, and he turns to look at the official. So, what did I do? He just cut his pegs out from under him, man.
So that'll be his second foul of the ball game. Team fouls. 1-1, fourth quarter.
All right, this Niemi and Weller.
I think we're gonna. Did we finally get a technical on the Alton bench?
And it's when he got a call go his way.
Yeah, you can't do it at that time. Technical, Redbirds, and I bet
he's trying to say he was in shooting mode.
I bet once they called a foul on Edwardsville, he said, "Oh, it's about time," or something like that. I don't know.
Well, if it's going to be a foul on the floor, there'll be no free throws for the Redbirds at the other end. So what's going to happen is Edwardsville's going to get the two free throws, then they're going to get the ball. So at least you didn't give up possession.
Butler, technical, free throw. It's good. He's got 8 points. Free throw, good again.
See what I like this kid. There's a lot of people in the conference glad that he's the senior.
Yeah, he can play. Micah Butler.
I really like the guards at Niemi and Weller. You talk about animated. If they don't get an Oscar somewhere in their career.
That's true.
But of course, you know, when you don't have the size, you got to use your brain power.
Says Gary Boker.
He had size, just no height.
40 to 26. Here's an alley-oop underneath. Jam time again. 3 dunks now for Hill Lomax.
And yet it was set up by Weller. He saw him cutting from the corner and led him literally right to the rim.
And that alley-oop was from way out at the top of the key area. 42 to 26.
He could be a quarterback passing like that.
I'm telling you. Precision. Here's Jones with the ball. And hands it off low for 3. Nope. Rebound, though. Redbirds. O.B. Brown. Looked like he might have traveled.
But that's what he's got to do.
Foul and 1.
He's got to go simple head fake and then dive right into the big boy to get him out of there. The points are there, but it seems like Brown's afraid to go after him. And I can't blame him. I mean, that's a huge animal.
And he's at the free throw line.
He had words with one of the Redbirds there. It looked like it was Howard. Why does it always seem like Howard's one of the talkative ones?
Free throw, good. 3-point play. 42-29 our score.
I think one said, have a good break, enjoy the bench. And the other one said, keep watching that scoreboard.
Wilson gets it knocked away. They go to the ground. Traveling called Edwardsville once they picked up the ball.
He was sliding as he tried to turn to pass. When one cheek leaves the ground, the other cheek hits. That's traveling.
Cheek to cheek.
I was going to say, is that being too illustrative there?
They're 42-29 Tigers.
Redbirds could really use a 3 right now. A 3 right now would be so good.
Just no empty possessions here for a while would be nice.
Yeah, they've had more than enough of those, that's for sure.
Yeah. 29 points, and we're in the fourth quarter.
We're using our shoe to try to dry off the floor. Well, there's the towel. Thank you.
Redbirds have had quarters tonight of 16, then 6, 4, 3. But we just started the fourth quarter. We're at 5:55 to go in the ball game.
Yeah, there's still time, but you're going to have to get some stops and some pops.
Boy, you're down by 13. You're right. Mascoutah Athletic Director Scott Battis doing some work out on the floor.
Man, the mop.
Athletic Director here, and we thank Mascoutah for the hospitality tonight.
And the pizza.
That's part of it, yeah.
One game here tonight, and they gave us pizza for supper. These people.
8 o'clock, you're in tune to WBGZ Alton. Should tell you after this game, we're going to go to Oregon and Illinois. We'll join that in progress. Here's Lowe with a layup. Good.
There's the back door that the Edwardsville Tigers have been using all night. Redbirds finally got around to use it. Draw to within 11. Come on, time for another stop.
Got to do it with defense. Here's Wilson, gives it up. Butler, 3, nope. Rebound, Redbirds. Long pass to Howard. Howard's going to drive in. Glass, no good. Got his own rebound, up and in, and one. Howard going to go for 3.
Maybe old-fashioned. We'll take that 3-point play. However, the free throw is not a given.
And the foul is going to be called on the Tigers. Butler, his first. Let's see, the team fouls are now 3-2 Edwardsville.
I think Coach Mattis said something about get the coaching staff in check, make sure they stay in their box.
5:08 to go. Howard good, and timeout Edwardsville. 42-34. The Redbirds got it down to a single-digit game now.
You have to, however, keep the momentum going. You cannot let them come out of this timeout and get an easy basket.
Well, a couple of three-point plays. Brown and Howard here in the fourth quarter have brought the Redbirds back a little bit. 34. We still have a lot of time left. 5:08. Timeout Tigers. And again, Illinois and Oregon getting ready to tip off here at 8 o'clock hour. We're going to go to that game. We're going to join that game in progress here after this game between Alton and Edwardsville.
Final home game of the year, of the regular season for Illinois, correct?
Right.
Gotta be a win against a sub-500 team. I'm just saying.
Oregon's not good. 5:08 to go here. Let's see if, again, the Redbirds can keep this momentum for a couple of minutes longer and make it a little closer here. It's 42-34, 8-point Edwardsville lead. Tigers have 4 points in the quarter.
And Hill Lomax is still on the bench. Now, all of this Redbird comeback has taken place with him sitting out.
Now a strip. Brown is out of bounds, though, as he went for the steal there. He's out. Tigers will throw it back in.
Brown a little upset with himself. And there was Jones, came all the way down the other end of the floor, pat him on the butt, and say, hey, keep it. Heads up, heads up, heads up.
Now the Redbirds going to get a foul. Brown in the backcourt. Now the team fouls will be 3-3.
That's okay. That was a good foul as far as I'm concerned, because you want to let that guy know when he's dribbling the ball, you don't have free access to the floor. I'm gonna test you all the way down.
5 minutes to go in the ball game. They throw it in to Rowan Weller. Weller driving, still driving, side of the lane, gives it back out. Over to Wilson. He's going to drive in. Finger roll, good. Wilson in the lane.
Problem is, somebody could have drawn a charge there. Nobody in this gymnasium wanted to stand in front of him going there.
Nope.
Train was on the line. Ooh.
He wasn't going to stop, so you could have probably got a charge there, but
You lost your eye teeth.
he's got 10 points, though. 10, the freshman. 44-34. Here's Alton with the ball. Brown driving in. He's fouled in the lane. 4 fouls now in the quarter on Edwardsville. This one's on Butler.
Brown, though, he doesn't see Hill Lomax in there, so he's ready to go to the basket against anybody else.
Brown in the game, 2 for 5 from the free throw line. Free throw, good. He's going for his 10th point now. That's 9. 12 for Howard in the game. So Redbirds could have their second. Nope, he missed it. Got his own rebound, though. Up and missed the open layup.
And the over.
Wow.
It didn't even hit the rim.
2
on the
open.
way up or on the way down.
Yeah, almost 2 open there. Here's Brown reaching in and reaching in some more, and he got the steal. Brown is fouled.
That was an intentional. He intended to reach in and grab him.
So that's a foul on Niemi, and that'll be 5 team fouls, Edwardsville. Niemi with a foul. And let's see.
An assistant coach out on the floor, and you can't do that.
The Redbirds already have a technical on the bench. And they're going to discuss, I'm not sure what, maybe who's shooting the free throw?
I'm not sure what Coach Dudley's going to be seated for the rest of the night. That's why the assistant coach was up.
Yeah. That's 3 fouls on Butler, and they're all here in the 4th quarter. That was under the basket.
He wanted to make sure he gave that one up before they got into shooting mode.
But it would still be free throws with 5 fouls. And it's Brown at the line.
See, this is the part that I don't like. You've got one of your players standing at the free throw line. He'd like to shoot his free throws, and yet you're wanting to have a Sunday afternoon conversation.
9 points for Brown.
You know what? If you're the opposing team and you want an explanation, call a timeout. Otherwise, we're playing ball.
And now Brown at the line. Samaj Stampley, by the way, still with no points in the game. 0. Brown's free throw, good.
Uh-oh, good times are over.
Hill Lomax back in the game. 44-36. 8-point game. Free throw, good. 7-point game. And Brown here, 6 points in the quarter. 4th quarter. Here's Weller driving on Stampley. And Tigers give the ball up. Timeout Edwardsville. Down to 3:40 to go. A 7-point game.
Yeah, that time Coach Battis didn't feel like he'd gotten into the offensive floor. His team had. And so rather than give up a possession, he said, let's use the timeout, get everything focused for the final 3:40.
Well, still time, obviously. Redbirds already with 11 points in this quarter. That's more than the 2nd and 3rd quarters combined.
They're burning up the nets, aren't they?
They are. Well, 5 of them are free throws, 5 points. But they also have 3 buckets for 6 more points.
What was the score at the end of 3?
That was 38-26, 12-point game. Now it's a 7-point game.
Got half of it back. Need to stop here.
Well, the team fouls are 5-3. Redbirds with 3 team fouls. And are free throws going to be the difference down the stretch? So many times they are.
Good officiating there. Come over with a question. The officials said, hey, just calm down. It's okay. We got it covered.
Tigers ball. Here they come to the front court. 3:30 to go. Handoff goes to Niemi. And he threw it away. Top of the key. Alton ball.
Well, he threw it away to a player who doesn't normally go out there to get the ball. He wasn't used to getting that bounce pass down a little bit low. That was Lindstad. Guess who's going to sit down now? Lindstad.
Lindstad sits down, and Tigers go back to that 2-3 zone defense.
See, you can play the corners like a shell defense, and you can be very aggressive when you got the big guy back there in the lane.
Here's a pass to Brown. Brown going in, finger roll, no good. Rebound Jones, up and under. Jones missed it. Follow is good. Stampley with a bucket.
On the board, he's on the board.
44-39 the score. It's a 5-point game. Stampley with 2 on the follow there. Backdoor cut, they threw it away. It's Alton ball. 2:53 to go.
That backdoor cut that was working so perfectly earlier. Now, look who's on their feet applauding. That's the Alton High student body. They're the ones making the noise now.
So the Redbirds with a little momentum here in the fourth quarter. 44-39 our score. Yes! Stampley with a tray. It's good. A 3, and it's 44-42.
Coach Batt is saying, get into the offense, just run the offense, don't worry about the score.
Well, the Redbirds' second and third quarters were not good. Here's Jones tipping one out of bounds. Edwardsville will throw it in.
That ball could have very well been touched by the Tigers last. They didn't get the call. The other 4 Redbirds go over there and say, hey, let's don't argue that. Let's just play on.
Edwardsville, a 12-point lead going into this fourth quarter. But now it's a 2-point game. Tigers with 16 in the quarter. Here's Butler giving it to Niemi. His 3, no good. Rebound, Edwardsville ball. Stampley with a foul. It looked like, let's see.
It looked like to me they were both going for the ball, and I thought once he got hold of the ball, Lindstad shuffled his feet.
3 fouls on Stampley. 4 team fouls, Redbirds.
Could become a game of free throws down the stretch.
They show Stampley with 4 fouls up on the board. I had him for 3.
I'll go with your count.
He's got 4, I guess. Here's a drive inside. They kick it to Niemi for 3. In and out. He missed it. Rebound, Redbirds.
Stampley just took that away. He was just too strong. Oh, bounce pass too low.
Underneath, they fall to the floor. Jump ball, Arrow, Alton. Jump ball, Redbird ball. 1:43 to go in the game.
Instead, he's help getting up. He felt like he took 1, 2, 3 shots there going for that loose ball. He's still checking to make sure all of his teeth are in there.
So, Redbirds down 44-42, and Alton has the ball. Chance to tie the game. Who would have guessed it?
Just a moment ago. Seemed like it was out of sight.
Double-digit lead for the Tigers. Not anymore. Here we go, 1:43, a lot of time to go, and Jones will throw it in. Jones looking, throws it into Howard.
Whoa.
And the ball almost knocked away, and they fight for it. It's Howard's ball.
Howard caught the ball, but Niemi, he sure got a good lick in.
Stampley with it, 1:30 to go.
I know the call. Both were going for the ball.
There you go. Stampley inside, it goes. Brown to Jones for the lead. He missed the 3, rebound. Tigers have the ball.
1:18 counting.
Tigers ball, 2-point game. Edwardsville 44, Alton 42. Into the lane, Weller has it knocked away. Edwardsville knocked it off the Redbird. It's Tigers ball. Tigers ball, 1:05 left in the game.
Lindstad coming back in.
What a ball game it has turned out to be with this fourth quarter.
Will Lomax going out here on offense.
16 in the quarter for the Redbirds. 16. They had 16 in the first quarter. Just those middle two quarters.
Tigers are looking right now to hang on to the ball, run the clock down, and see if their guards can make free throws.
Any more fouls or free throws for either side. To the corner, three going up. No, rebound Stampley. Redbirds have a chance to tie again. Stampley hands it off to Brown. Brown drives in, backdoor. Howard gets it blocked away. And timeout Redbirds, timeout Alton. 31.1 to go in the game. Redbirds got the loose ball and called a timeout.
Now that was a play before there. You thought, oh, they needed to hit that one and get over the top and take a lead. It didn't happen, but they got the ball. They got the timeout. Trailing by 31 seconds. For the Redbirds, it's a chance to at least get one bucket to tie. For the Tigers, they'd like to get a stop and run the clock out.
Well, we had 9 threes combined in the first half. In the second half, the threes are 1-1. Each team has just one apiece.
Yeah, I think part of that is neither team is really looking for the three as much as they were, but also they're playing so hard on defense, their legs have left them.
There's not much room even at the three-point line with the defense of these two teams. I mean, we're in the 40s here in the fourth quarter.
Well, especially for the Redbirds, like I said, when they have Hill Lomax in there, the big guy in the middle, you can go out on the perimeter and you can play a shell defense all the way out to the three.
We have a couple of players in double figures. Brown 11, Howard 12.
Back in the game now.
Do they go for the lead with a three-pointer? Do they take a three? Do they tie the game with a two? What do we do?
With this defense, I think you better take the first good opportunity that presents itself.
Brown looking to throw it in. He does to Howard. 30 seconds left in the game. Now Stampley with it. Hands it off to Brown. To Howard. 20 seconds left. Stampley three. No good, but they call a foul. Stampley looked like he might have kicked his leg out, but he got the call.
When you go flat like that, chances are at the end of the game you're going to get the call. Now here's the kicker. 17 seconds to go. Need to make all three, and still will need it.
2 for 2. He's tied the game. Samaj again. 44 all. It's good. He made all three of them. Timeout on the floor. Redbirds have the lead.
Didn't think we'd be saying that 8 minutes ago, did we?
Not at all. Wow.
All right, now the Redbirds going to go to the bench as they're going to bring Green back into the game.
Now Edwardsville, only 6 points in the fourth quarter. They need something here.
Yeah, and I think if you're Edwardsville with 17 seconds to go, if you get down to 6 seconds or so and you haven't gotten the shot you wanted, go to the basket hard. Hopefully you can get a foul, if not get the bucket.
And so, the Redbirds had 26 points going into this quarter, 19 in the quarter. They've outscored Edwardsville 19-6 in this fourth quarter. Now we move on to 17.8 to go.
You're telling me a comeback like that, it will be a shame not to walk out here with a win.
Got to win it now, right? 19-6, Alton in the quarter. The fourth quarter. Tigers ball. Each team, again, over the limit in fouls, so a foul is free throws. Either way.
Watch out for Butler here in this situation.
Here we go.
He'll kick it in. He'll try to get a pass back. Oh, so
give the
close.
ball to Edwardsville, and here we go. Edwardsville, 10 seconds to go. Butler with the ball. Gives it to Weller. Weller, a ball screen, and a foul. They were pulling his jersey. I didn't think they were going to call it. It was who? Brown, it looks like.
Still plenty of time left with 5.8 seconds to go.
So Brown gets his third foul. So with 17.8 to go, Stampley hit free throws. Now 5.8 to go. Weller, free throw, no good. He missed the first one. Now he has a chance to tie it still.
Okay, two things. One, you have to seal off on the board. Two, if you're the back guy, number 10, he's got to play for the tip out because that's what Edwardsville will try. If they can't get the rebound straight, they'll try to tip it back to one of the two guards.
For the tie, it's in the air, it's good. He made 1 out of 2. 5.8 to go. We're tied at 45 all.
That was not the worst scenario, I think, for the Redbirds. They'll take that with almost 6 seconds to go to have a tie ball game, taking the ball down the floor. Now, they'll have enough time if they stay under control and don't go running into an offensive foul, take it to the hole, hit the bucket, or get the free throws and win the game.
So now the quarter is 19-7 in favor of Alton. 19-7. The Redbirds were down by 12 going into the fourth quarter, but now we're tied with 5.8 to go in the game. 5 seconds. Redbirds ball in a tie game.
This is where you're glad you're at a neutral site because that guy running the clock, he doesn't have a vested interest. How many times have you seen the home team clock keeper forget to turn the clock on?
Get an extra second or 2.
Or 5.
Or 5. Wow. 5.8 to go. The Redbirds have the ball. And they have a chance to win it at the buzzer, basically, here.
Who do you want taking your shot?
I don't know. Maybe Stampley. 8 points.
How many points do you have all
8.
He's due for double figures.
He had no points coming into the fourth. Now he's got 8.
And the last time they played, he didn't have very many points either.
No, 2 points. Yeah. Browns, Stampley, Howard, Lowe, and Jones in the game for Alton.
I think there's 3 guys you can probably count out. They're not going to be the ones taking the shot.
Here we go. Stampley with the ball. 5, 4, 3. Top of the key. Fires off balance. No good. He missed it as they came out to the top of the key with some good defense. And we'll go to overtime.
But what they did, they stayed on their feet. They didn't lunge to try to block the shot. Therefore, there was no chance that he was going to be going to the free throw line. And that shot was probably one of the most wicked off-balance shots I've ever seen him take. I'd have much rather seen him just keep right on driving to the basket.
Take your chances.
Yes.
19-7 in the fourth quarter. And that has tied us up as we go to overtime in the 4A sectionals here. Wow. Between these two rivals, Edwardsville and Alton.
Only altogether fitting that these two should have to play an extra 4 minutes.
I guess so. And what's it going to be? Is somebody going to take control or take charge in any way here? The Redbirds, what a fourth quarter to come all the way back. And the crowd kind of silent right now. They're wondering what's going on here.
26 points through 3 quarters, 19 points in the fourth quarter.
It's like 11 for Brown, 12 for Howard, again 8 for Stampley, 5 for Lowe, 5 for Jones. And for the Tigers, 13 for Niemi. Wilson has 10, Butler has 9. So those are your leading scorers on both sides. And now we go to the overtime period. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. 45-45. Redbirds had a lead a moment ago. 45-44. Here we go with a jump ball. This big crowd settles in for more. In the 8 o'clock hour, tip won by the Tigers. Edwardsville ball. Edwardsville 23-7. Alton 21-11. There's a handoff to Weller. Weller's going to drive to the baseline. Looking for some help. He'll keep the dribble and keep the ball, and now he'll drive in. Kicks it to the corner. 3 going up. Missed by Wilson. got his own rebound, up and in by Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson was the guy who shot it out in the corner, and nobody sealed him off. That led him to the basket to the offensive rebound.
2-point game, overtime. Edwardsville taking the lead. Back comes Stampley and the Redbirds. Now to Jones with the ball. Jones looking, gives it to Brown. Brown backs it up near midcourt, over to Jones again. Here's Howard. Redbirds being patient at the moment. Howard up and finger roll, no good. Tigers out of there with it, trying to hurry up down the floor. To the corner it goes. Now back out to Weller. Weller threw it away. Redbirds have the steal. Long pass to Jones, up and no good. He missed it. Back the other way, Tigers.
That's a second point-blank shot that the Redbirds have thrown completely over the rim tonight.
Yeah, it goes off the glass and all the way from one side to the other, the basket. Tigers by 2, Edwardsville ball. Redbirds on defense. Niemi, long three, and it's good.
He came off that screen before he ever received the ball. He knew that's what he wanted to do, square up, shoot up, pick up a 5-point lead.
That was out near the volleyball line. Here's Brown, up, and he lays it in. 13 for Brown. It's 50-47 now.
Now the Redbirds are going to have to come out on the defense because the Tigers, they may be content just to hang on to this one.
1:50 to go, 3-point game. Underneath, Butler, turnaround, no. Tipped around to Weller. Weller, out. Now they reset it. Rowan Weller to midcourt.
Now, if the Redbirds lose this game tonight, they're going to look at those offensive rebounds the last couple times down the floor. They've given up for 2 extra possessions for the Tigers.
Brown with a foul. That's his 4th. And he had some words for the official there. You don't want to do that. 50-47. Jamarion Green is going to check in. We haven't seen many minutes from Green tonight. Off and on, but here's Weller. Free throw. Good. It rolls in for Weller. He tied the game at the end of regulation with a free throw. 5.8 seconds left. 51-47. 51-47. He missed the second one. 4-point game. 1:25 left. Here's Jones for Alton.
Gotta have points here.
Inside to Brown.
Oh,
Brown pushed out of the lane. And here's Howard. Howard up, finger roll, good by Howard. Howard made the basket, and he's got 14. Timeout.
That was an acrobatic shot, to say the least, wasn't it?
It was.
Made my back hurt just watching it.
51-49. And after Howard made the basket, he was yelling at the Tigers' defense again. Don't want to do that. 1:11 to go in the game. Overtime anyway, first overtime. Who knows how long we'll play tonight, Gary?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Right now, the Redbirds need to stop and not allow an offensive rebound.
That's true. When the Tigers put that shot up, boy, they're crashing the boards with 2, 3 Tigers. And some big boys, too, in there. And even the guards are getting some rebounds. Weller and Niemi at times. Niemi with a big 3 here in this overtime. Out at the top.
Tell you what, I really like this little guard combination, the junior and the senior, Niemi and Weller.
Yeah.
What they lack in size, they make up with hustle and smarts. I mean, they are very intelligent basketball players. As a big guy cutting inside, you really like knowing that your guards will find you if you get open.
Not really fast, but quick. Boy, are they quick. Here we go. 1:11 to go.
People used to say that about me. I wasn't fast, but I wasn't quick either.
No quick, no fast.
No quick, no fast.
No height, no size, no something.
That's why I became a broadcaster.
There you go. Just over a minute to go. Overtime. Edwardsville will throw it in. And on to the front court comes Weller. Weller, left-hand dribble, Jones on him. And Weller, crossover dribble, and he gets it to the corner, to the other guard, and that's Niemi. Back to Weller. 50 seconds left, 5-0. Here's Weller. He's fouled by Stampley, and a late whistle. They called it at the top of the key.
That'll be it on Stampley.
Is that 5?
That's what they're saying.
Yep, that's 5. Well, he got beat by a step there, and he had to reach in. He fouls out with 8 points in the game.
I'm not sure if I had my druthers under the foul hill Lomax to see.
Well, the regulation 1 out of 2. Here in overtime, 1 out of 2.
Now they're telling
He hasn't hit them both.
Telling the scorers tell the start a clock. Coach Dudley has a way of protesting. He's not put a substitute in. Now he's asking, can I put a substitute in for him?
Lumpkins into the game. Again, Weller has only hit 1 out of 2 each of the last 2 trips. 1 out of 2, 1 out of 2. It's a 2-point game. Free throw rolls in. He got the first one there.
He had to kind of nudge that one in.
Man, oh man, all around the rim. And he's got 7 points in the game. This one rolls off the rim. No good. He makes 1 out of 2 again. 52-49. It's a 3-point game. Lumpkins to Jones to Howard.
Somebody's got to want it.
33 seconds to go. It's a 3-point Edwardsville lead overtime. Here's Brown driving, layup, good by Brown.
Got to put pressure on. Somebody watch for the long pass.
15 now for Brown in the game. Timeout. It's now a 1-point game, 52-51 Edwardsville.
Still comes down. You got to have that stop. 20 seconds to go.
We were tied at 45 at the end of regulation. And now, Edwardsville, 7 points in overtime. Alton with 6 points in overtime.
And I still say, if you get the stop and have the time, take the ball to the hole.
Let's see if they listen to you. Let's see what happens here with 20 seconds left in overtime. The end of regulation was exciting. How about overtime here with 20 to go?
Well, if we go double overtime, I'm going to find a bathroom before the second overtime. This just been too tickling.
Right. 8 o'clock hour. Hopefully we'll get to the Illinois-Oregon game in a little while here.
It's not going to be as interesting as this.
That's true. That's so true. Overtime.
You know, it doesn't matter whether you're wearing the orange or whether you're wearing the red tonight. Nobody's going to walk out of this gym without feeling like they got their money's worth out of this ball game.
They'll be drained, tired and drained, and ready for a nap, ready for some sleep. 52-51, Tigers by 1. Edwardsville ball.
Come on, somebody come back here. Somebody come back here. Don't give up the long pass. Back up.
Here we go. Butler gonna throw it in. And he throws it in. And they throw it away. Edwardsville with a turnover. They've also missed 2 big free throws here in overtime. Lead it by 1.
But those 2 turnovers, throwing the ball out of bounds like that, that wasn't even close.
No.
There has to be some distraught Edwardsville fans thinking we got all the way to this point to pull that stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes those big mistakes, obviously magnified in a playoff game in the sectionals here tonight.
Okay, now does Edwardsville have another timeout left?
That's a good question. What's the scoreboard? Well, in overtime you get
one more.
Looks like timeouts. Edwardsville, they're showing
both of them 0-0.
Yeah, they're showing 1 on this board.
Oh, okay, so that one they're not even keeping on that one. Okay.
Oh, no. Looks like Edwardsville 1, Alton 0 for timeouts. Possibly.
Yeah.
And
did we have a Fab 5 call here? I watched this show the other night. I hate to admit it, but I enjoyed watching that again.
You're going way, way back here.
We worked the camp at Western Michigan the following summer, and when we walked in, all the Michigan coaches were there, and we just flashed a big T to them.
Oh, don't do that.
We were blackballed for the whole week.
Edwardsville has led the entire overtime. 2 points, 5, 3, 4, 2. But right now it's just a 1-point game. A bucket would give Alton the lead. Will it be free throws?
You don't want to shoot too soon if you don't have to.
17.4. Here's Jones. Remember, Stampley is fouled out of the game. 13, 12, 11, 10 in overtime left. Jones has it. Jones in trouble. Gives it to Howard. Howard's going to have to shoot it. Nope, it's low for the shot. No good. Edwardsville had it. Time is out.
I think the whistle blew before time ran out.
Half a second to go, maybe.
The three officials are going to get together.
One was looking at the clock. Is it going to be a half second, 1 second, or no time?
I don't see the policemen anywhere around, and these officials may need escort to get out of here. They're going to give them about a half second, I think.
Is it going to be
0.6?
0.5? Let's see. They're resetting the clock. Resetting the clock. And that shot by Lowe was short. I'm not sure if it was partially blocked, but it was short, no good. And on the baseline, Edwardsville looked like they grabbed the ball, and then the buzzer went off.
Okay, there's the policeman. Thank
Yep,
you.
0.6, you're right, 0.6.
I just had that figured in my head.
Well, you got good eyes, Gary.
Well, the thing I like, though, about it being 0.6, at least you can catch and shoot.
Right.
If you get the lob pass right inside, this is where Mr. Hill Lomax could come into play, because he's going to be in the middle of that lane, and he's going to look to first see if he can deflect that pass. If they can deflect the inbounds pass, game's over.
So Alton going to get the ball. I think Edwardsville was on the in line, out of bounds.
The policeman has just told the officials, this is the door where I will be. This is the door where you exit. I like that.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Edwardsville on defense. Alton, one last chance in overtime, but it's only 0.6 seconds left. We're under a second.
Catch and shoot. This is where you might wish you had Stampley still in there.
And maybe Green, the tall guy under the basket. Lob it to him. We'll see. Brown will be the trigger man under the Alton basket.
They'll go screen for Green. Nope, he's going to kick out.
And they're going to try. Well, they wanted to lob it to him.
Oh,
it's
no.
low, and he passed it away, and that's the game. He passed it away. Lowe was in the corner. He was double-teamed, and he couldn't do anything with it. That's it. Tigers win it in overtime by 1 point. Wow. What a game. What a finish.
Well, there's going to be one guy who's very disturbed with the way it finished. He wishes he had thrown it up, done something other than try to pass it off. There was no way it was 0.6 of a second you were going to get a pass and a shot.
Well, you knew right when he let go of the ball, he ducked his head down. He knew that he had made a mistake there, but that's it. Edwardsville 24-7 as they advance to that 4A Rock Island sectional title game later this week. We're back to wrap it up in a moment from Mascoutah. Edwardsville in overtime beating the Alton Redbirds. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports, presented by the Simmons Handley Conroy Law Firm.
RiverBender's coverage is proudly brought to you by Landmark Realty in Godfrey and Jerseyville, Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, Barrett Heating and Cooling, Lewis and Clark Community College, Liberty Bank, bank locally, bank Liberty, Macias Insurance Agency, Nautilus Fitness Center, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville, Tarrant and Harmon Real Estate and Auction Company, Marquette Catholic High School,